on your end to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe week ahead of you. Protect your energy because not everybody's deserving your time. It's the thought process for me. You know, they say self-love is a non-existent with a non-existent because they allowed to believe it wasn't a non-existent when it came to respecting yourself, let alone your neighbor. It be the thought process of me. When you knew how to come out your comfort zone and be your authentic self and not go against yourself to hurt yourself or hurt yourself with your own words to go against your neighbor. You know that exchange of words of toxic behavior? Yeah, that energy hit different. When someone couldn't respect you because you're having a misunderstanding day within a day and you're not bringing negative energy towards them, but they don't understand how to stay in their own lane, yeah, that energy hit different. It's the thought process of me. How when you understand the sun within the assignment that your trauma and your pain does not display because you're having a misunderstanding self-date with yourself, or let alone you're having a misunderstanding self-date with yourself within allowing yourself to acknowledge not to display your toxic behavior within your whatever you got going on within your character traits as to you're not displaying it to an innocent person to project negative energy on an innocent person because you're having a misunderstanding self-date. But when your neighbor can't understand and respect you because you're in your own lane trying to elevate and become your best self-vision of yourself, to understand your reflection of yourself, to tune into yourself in the most healthiest way, they try to dim your light within dimming your light because they don't understand how to respect themselves, let alone respect you, neighbor. It's the thought process of me. How they take their trauma and their pain and they display it on you, and they want to exchange toxic words within toxic words to go against you. The innocent person. It be the thought process of me. Taking someone's kindness for weakness. It be the thought process of me. Ma'am, sir, doesn't matter if you're coach at the end of the day. It be the thought process of me when common sense ain't common sense today. Like, ma'am, sir, respectfully. I'm not trying to exchange words within words at the end of the day to go against my neighbor, but at the end of the day, we're not on the same frequency. It be the thought process of me. When you understand the sun within the assignment that your past don't live here today, that energy hit different. When they don't understand that you allowing yourself to come out your comfort zone and respect yourself in the most healthiest way, they can't get in tune as to your reflection of yourself, that you don't have malicious intention to bring harm towards yourself or let alone your neighbor or innocent people. It's the thought process for me. Since they don't understand comprehension within coming to common sense at the end of the day, it be the thought process of me. They're quick to judge a book by its cover, reevaluating their thought process at the end of the day, like, wow, I only played in my own face at the end of the day. When I bothered an innocent person who didn't have malicious intentions, let alone I was antagonizing someone today because I have controlling issues. I was allowing myself to come out my comfort zone and allowed myself to display this toxic behavior because of the fact that it was the norm of the norm, and it was never the norm. It's the thought process for me. When you're just trying to stay in your own lane, but your neighbor doesn't understand the awareness within themselves to stay in their own lane. And you understand not to go back and forth with words with somebody who doesn't have common sense. That's not an even exchange. It's the thought process for me. When you understand the awareness within awareness and show up for yourself in the most healthiest way, good day, bad day, misunderstanding day, yeah, your trauma, your pain. You trying to find balance within, day to day, you will forever elevate because you're willing to go within and understand your self-awareness within yourself, to understand the healing, to be patient with yourself, to be kind to yourself, not to hurt your own self with your own words, to dim your own light. It's the self-reflection, reflection of the reflection of your self-reflection of your mirror. When you go within, it's the thought process for me. When you're patient with yourself and you're kind to yourself and you understand the awareness within yourself that you know how to show up for yourself, the energy hit different. They can't recognize when you chose your best self-vision of yourself, not to go back and forth with words with someone who doesn't know how to have common sense within having common sense, to understand and respect you. You know, the innocent person who don't have malicious intentions, the innocent person who's just minding their business, the innocent person who just said, I don't mind holding the door for you. It was just a thank you and no thank you, but they wanted to do the most. Or when someone says thank you, no thank you, or excuse me, or whatever the case may be, they turn around and want to do the most. And you like, what's going on today? Like, you're doing the most. When they want to exchange words with the exchange of words with you today, but you reevaluate your thought process and say to yourself, nah, that's not an even exchange, shortchanging myself at the end of the day. When you reevaluate your thought process and reevaluate your thought process, your past don't live here today. To hurt your own self with words, you know, that one-sided conversation that someone with no common sense that's having with themselves to display that behavior with you today. When your pain and your trauma don't live here today because at moments of your times of your life during your journey, you didn't know how to display within displaying, knowing how to have the proper confidence within yourself to have self-control. So you was patient with your process to understand to go within and do the proper healing. So when they don't understand, when they trying to get into your energy to psych you out your thought process, let alone your frame in your pocket, so your eyesight at the end of the day, you know your true good intentions. When you choose your best self vision of yourself, yeah, that energy hit different. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. You knew not to go against your own self with words, regardless to where you are and within the environment at the end of the day. To go against yourself with your own words because your neighbor's having a misunderstanding self-day with themselves? Nah. Yeah, you paying attention with them paying attention, but at the end of the day, that's ain't got nothing to do with you when it comes to your neighbor's emotional distress order today. Because they're trying to project it on you because they have controlling issues at the end of the day. They're trying within their trauma at the end of the day, they trying to display and they keep saying their mom and their father, they did that to them today. Because they come to find out they did that to them like 20, 30, 40 years ago at the end of the day. And they don't understand the awareness within the awareness at the end of the day that it has nothing to do with you today. When you feel sorry for somebody, you try to respect them, but they still don't understand the awareness within awareness that someone real that just came across them at the end of the day. To respect their neighbor and understand that everybody goes through life, but just not the same, just in a different lens. It's the thought process for me. When you actually go within to understand the communication, not to be one-sided, when it comes to respecting your neighbor, but to understand the awareness at the end of the day. I'm not against my neighbor, but my neighbor's against me, good or bad day, or misunderstanding day. It's the thought process for me. You know, good or bad day. Not everybody understands to have the proper communication when it comes to common sense to respecting their neighbor. But when you know that when it comes to healing and going within to understand the transformation within the transformation that you outgrow your old ways and understand that the person that they thought that they saw within the scene at the end of the day that the immature side or the side that doesn't live here today, that the mature self-vision of your best self-vision of yourself is showing up today and they can't recognize who you are today. It's okay. It's not meant for them to understand because they wasn't supposed to be part of your journey. Because they tried to dim your light once upon a time, but they can't do it today. And they realize they can't get in tune with your reflection of yourself because at the end of the day, you matter, you matter, you matter. Yeah, you matter, you are worthy. Never allow someone to dim your light today. It's a process within a process of understanding your awareness within yourself to understand that you are worthy. You are worthy. You do matter. Never allow someone to allow you to feel like because they gave up on you to give up on yourself or to overlook yourself and allow yourself to feel like just hurt yourself with your own words today because someone didn't show up for you today. Get that energy hit different. When you showing up for yourself in the most healthiest way, going within to love yourself, to acknowledge yourself in the most healthiest way, why would you dim your own light? It's the thought process for me. When you actually go within and love yourself, you're going to acknowledge the fact that loving yourself, finding peace within, not wearing a mask, to tune into yourself today, yeah, that energy hits different. Because you mean what you say what you mean. That's a breath of fresh air that you never knew even existed when it came to understanding self-awareness today. But you chose your best self-vision of yourself to self-reflect. to go within, to understand your self-reflection of yourself today. To never allow someone to dim your light because they overlooked you. You matter, you matter, you matter. And you are worthy. It's the thought process for me. You know, God said there are better days ahead. And they all. Be a believer. Believe in yourself. Be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Just because someone overlooked you or gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. You know, trauma will hold you back. Maybe you have been sexually assaulted when you was a child or dealt with domestic violence, dysfunctional family, trauma on top of trauma. And I went into your adulthood dealing with violence and, domestic violence, sickness, discrimination. You put a name to your book and you wanted to becoming your best self version of yourself. Knowing that healing is never an overnight process within an overnight process. It's a process within a process. You can't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door. Would not ever make sense. Showing up for yourself, half-stepping, wearing a mask to try to tune into yourself. But when you go within, when you're mentally ready to know that loving yourself and respecting yourself and honoring yourself in the most healthiest way, that you matter and you are worthy. And to choose your best self-vision of yourself is no competition because you see your neighbor elevating faster than you, or you see a neighbor actually meaning what they saying what they mean, that they're true to themselves and they real with themselves and they stay in their own lane and they're elevating and they choosing their best self-vision of themselves because they choose themselves the most healthiest way. Not to go against themselves or let alone go against you or to have malicious intentions, but to understand the awareness within the awareness that everybody's journey is different. But when it comes to your trauma and your trauma healing, at the end of the day, you gotta mean what you say what you mean. So understanding what how somebody else's plan is going within their plan, at the end of the day, what may work out for them may not work out for you. But understanding your point of view as to you choosing your best self vision of yourself to go within. You matter. Be patient with yourself. Don't hurt yourself with your own words because God is still patient with you. And God allows you to see another day for all the right reasons. And God still believes in you for some reason, huh? So when you look at your reflection of yourself, understand that being a believer is part of the plan. And to never overlook yourself, that you do matter. You matter, you matter, you matter, you are worthy. It's the thought process for me. I gotta go. You know you matter, and you are worthy. I'm sorry they gave up on you, they overlooked you, and they abused you, disrespected you in the most toxic way. And they allowed you to feel like you wasn't worthy of yourself. Or they took your kindness for weakness when they try to dim your light because they didn't see your value, let alone your worth. Or they painted a narrative of a third-party conversation that they was having amongst other people at the end of the day, other folks. And it was a description that you truly wasn't because of the fact that they couldn't really get into to who they was, to actually respect you, to acknowledge at the end of the day that they had a royal one right in front of them the whole entire time that would never go against them, let alone disrespect them or abuse them or allow them to feel that they was unworthy of themselves, but actually acknowledge them and actually make them feel like they was somebody. But that's what happens when the tables turn. When Judgment Day's been here. And you always stay true to yourself. And you never allowed yourself to dim your light when it came to being real. But they couldn't understand that because you was different. And you stood out the most. And because you stood out the most, they wanted to dim your light. They wanted to dim your light so bad. Badder than bad. But you didn't allow yourself to dim your light because you was worthy enough to know that at the end of the day, I matter enough to know that I'm willing to choose my best self vision of myself when I see my reflection of myself. Not to dim my light because someone allowed me to feel like I couldn't accomplish something, or someone allowed me to feel like I couldn't get through this relationship, or this job wasn't for me, or whatever the case may be, because someone wanted to paint a negative narrative on me. At the end of the day, it be the thought process of me when you're just trying to show for yourself. When people don't want to see you do good for yourself, they try to paint a narrative at the end of the day of their delusional ass mindset, something that you're truly not. But at the end of the day, you always stay true to yourself, and you matter, you're worthy. You matter, and you are worthy. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. They're not. And knowing yourself in the most healthiest ways, like getting yourself in tune with yourself, like self-awareness, self-respect, self-peace, self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence, self-care, self-value, self-love, self-worth, self-patience, healthy boundaries, healthy balance, so you can understand the awareness within yourself. So when you go within and understand, don't hurt yourself with words today. Be kind to yourself. Respect yourself in the most healthiest way. Because when you go against yourself, you become your worst enemy at the end of the day. To go against yourself, then you have malicious intentions. It's like it's about your own thought process. It's the thought process of me. When you gotta protect your energy, you matter, you're worthy. They try to dim your light. Them third-party conversations that they was having about you, the joke's on them. Why? Because they painted a narrative at the end of the day of someone that they couldn't really get in tune with. Because they were so intimidated by someone who actually knew who they was. But to reevaluate their thought process and say to themselves that, dang, I thought I knew her. I thought I knew who that person was. I fake gaslight them. I try to psych them out their thought process. I try to psych them out their eyesight. I try to psych them out their pockets. I ain't have good intentions. My intentions wasn't good. I was going against my neighbor because I didn't give a motherfucking wood. It's the thought process for me. Never judge a book by its cover. It's sad to see how a person would take someone's kindness for weakness and go against their neighbor at the end of the day. And then sit there and paint a narrative at the end of the day of their delusional ass mindset as to this is what happened and this is what's going on. But this whole entire time they was looking for clout. This whole entire time their intentions wasn't good. This whole entire time they was playing their own face when they came across a real one who was forever true to themselves, to respect their neighbor. Good, bad day, misunderstanding day, take accountability day. Something that you can't get in tune with is being yourself, let alone, oh, being real. Oh, let alone mature. Oh, wait, let alone. I'm grown. How so? You keep screaming it. That's mad immature. You want to speak it respectfully. It's the thought process for me. Not everybody's your friend. So-called family ain't family. It's the thought process for me. You gotta protect your energy. It's the thought process for me. They say you wrong because you choose your best self vision of yourself. Why? Because you don't want to hurt yourself. It be the thought process for me. That may go over a lot of people's heads when it's the thought process for me. Like a toxic relationship, I'd rather walk away than allow someone to abuse and hurt me or allow me to feel like I'm unworthy of myself. It be the thought process for me. One-sided people, when the communication don't add up equally, when common sense ain't common sense nowadays, it really be the thought process for me. I truly preach your time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. It's the thought process for me. I gotta go. Have a good day to the genuine ones. Have a safe day. Have a safe week. Protect your energy because not everybody's serving your time. It's really the thought process for me. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone gave up on you, don't give up on yourself. Just because someone overlooked you, don't give up on yourself. You are genuinely loved by all the right people. You are genuinely respected by all the right people. And you deserve to be treated with respect. Regardless of your culture, regardless of your disability, regardless of your sexual orientation, especially when you don't have malicious intentions to bring harm towards yourself or others around you or innocent people. You understand? If it's not common sense, it's not common sense, then we're not on the same page. It's not for you. And I say that respectfully. It's okay to understand that everybody's not going to agree when it comes to respect. But it's the one-sided mindset for me, though. The norm of the norm, the toxic of the trauma of this behavior became the norm. It's not the norm. Actually, appreciate time to the genuine ones only. Have a safe day. Have a safe week. Protect your energy and be safe. Night, genuine love, respect. Love yourself. Love yourself. With God's protection for every direction. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. God's protection. With God's protection for every direction. Be patient with your process. You matter. You matter. You matter. You matter. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding day. Don't allow yourself to dim your light because you're having a misunderstanding self day when it comes to a temporary situation. Don't psych yourself out your thought process because you matter. It's the thought process for me. Have a safe day and have a safe remaining week. I gotta go! Hey!